protect what he has. So there is never a loss. There is no possibility of any loss for one who is actually a practitioner in Krishna consciousness. But he has to be actual, not a show. Uh, Show business, one cannot cheat Krishna. Because in this chapter, Krishna will say, among cheaters, I am the most prominent one. No one can cheat Krishna. Okay, and the most sweetest verse is Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, where Krishna says that you can satisfy me. This is the sweetness. By just offering one flower, one leaf, little water, and a fruit. That's all. Krishna does not have any demand or desire from us. What he only wants is our affection and love. And in the final verse of the 9th chapter, Krishna says that try to fix your mind on me. Man mana bhava mad bhakto. 4 things he says, that just fix your mind on me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer obeisances unto me. These 4 things. But how to fix the mind on Krishna? When our mind is so much distracted. Where is our mind focused on? Where? Phone. Yes, very good. Honest answer. Very honest. Why we are always scrolling in the phone?
Because it's entertaining.
Yeah, there is an expectation of entertainment. We are not getting entertained. Because if you are getting entertained, then the finger will stop moving. But the finger is continuously moving. That means we are not being entertained. We are just trying to find something which can entertain us. So Krishna is revealing the opulence. So that is the majesty. That is his Aishwarya, his opulence. That how you can see the Supreme Lord in his creation. This entire creation, Krishna is the source. He is the foundation. Like you see, if mothers or even fathers, when their son and daughter, they are not at home, still do they remember or they forget? How, if you see the bag of the child, you think about the bag or you think about the child? Child. So the bag makes you remember about the child. If you see his shoes, then you're not worried about the shoes. But the shoes make you remember the child. So anything and everything which belongs to the child makes you get the memory of the child. So similarly, if we have the spiritual vision Krishna is giving us in this chapter, then in the entire creation we can see how Krishna is the source. Then we can very easily remember Krishna. So this is the purpose for which Krishna is speaking the 10th chapter. So far we have done the first 5 verses, and in the 4th and the 5th verse, the big verse, we discussed for almost 3 sessions. Krishna is saying that how all the qualities, all the merits, and also the shortcomings, all of it is coming from him. Someone may say that, okay, if the merits are coming from Krishna, what about the shortcomings? Shortcomings are also the source of it, but it is when you are not facing Krishna. I'll give you one example. When you face the sun, when you are in the direction of the sun, then what do you see? You see light. And when you turn your back and move away from the sun, then what do you see? So, who is the source of shadow? Sun. Got it? That is the point. So, if we are not following what the Supreme Lord is saying, then invariably what will be the result? The result will be negativity and shortcomings. So, because of one's not accepting what Krishna's instruction is, he will receive the shortcomings. Okay? So, after having spoken these 20 items, but Krishna says that bhavanti bhava bhutana matta eva prithak vida, that all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. How it is created by Krishna? All these qualities and all the living beings, various qualities of living beings are created by Krishna. How the living being is Krishna is the source of all the living beings. This Krishna will explain in the next verse. This is the sixth verse. So we will do Mangalacharan and then we will continue. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे Hare Krishna. So see, very systematically, Krishna is giving us the linkage and the lineage. That how Krishna is the source of all of us. How he is the seed, how he is the root of each and every living entity in this material creation. So Krishna gives this evidence. This is the verse number 6. Maharshya saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata yesham loka imam praja Maharshya saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata yesham loka ima praja Maharshya saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata yesham loka ima praja. Recite. This is 10.6. Recite. Go ahead. Maharshya saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata yesham loka ima praja. Very good. Now the flow is coming and the fear is out. Okay, from the back side. Oh, why don't you come close? Huh? Backbencher is not a very positive sign. Maharshya saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha jata madbhava manasa jata yesham loka. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Go ahead. Quickly, recite. Yeah, last. Bolo. महर्षया सप्त पूर्वे चत्वारो मानवस्तथा जाता मानसा जाता. So Krishna, how he in the last verse he was saying that all these qualities are coming from me. Uh, Before this, he said that I am the source of all the sages and the demigods. So how to convince the people in Kali Yuga? So Krishna is giving the connection. Krishna is giving the lineage. So it begins with Maharishya. How many Maharishis are there? Sapta. There are 7 Maharishis. And they are from where? From the beginning of the creation, Purve, before. Then Chatvaro. And also there are 4 Kumaras. They are the first 4 sons born from Brahmaji. And further there is Manuva, the Manus. How many Manus are there? Very good. You read the purport? Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. You sit with your mother. so, so you will be little under regulation. So there are 14 Manus. So Manus are the progenitors, the originators of the mankind. We all are called Manav. So where are we coming from? The Manus. So all these are 25. 7 great sages, 4 Kumaras, 7 and 4, 11, and 14 Manus. How many? 25. So he is saying that the 7 great sages and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me. And how do they appear? Born from my mind. They are appearing from Lord Vishnu's mind. And all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. You know, in our Vedic system, we have Gotra. And the Gotras are based on whom? All the Rishis. All the Rishis. So, and where are these Rishis coming from? Lord Vishnu. Very good. Very good. Attentive hearing. Good. Thank you. So, all of them, so Krishna is giving the genealogical synopsis of the connection. You want to know who are these Rishis? These, okay. Their names are mentioned. These 7 sages are Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulatsya, Pulaha, Kratu, and Vashishta. So these are the 7 sages. These are the patriarchs from where the mankind started to multiply. And of course, the 4 Kumaras, they refused. When the 4 Kumaras were born, so Brahmaji told them that you expand, progenate, and they said, no, sir, nothing doing. We want to live the life of a complete celibacy. And then what happened? Brahmaji became very furious. Brahmaji had a lot of anger. And from that anger, who came out? Rudra. Rudra means Shiv. Shiv. The angry form of Shiv is Rudra. So this is how the creation begins. The material creation is set forth by the glance of Mahavishnu. And the material nature comes into existence. And the first being which is born is Brahma, who is brought from the navel of Lord Garbhodakshai Vishnu, expansion of Mahavishnu. And from Brahma ji, all these are coming. But where is it all originating? Originating to Lord Krishna. Clear? So this is the genealogy. This is the connection. So all are born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. The Lord is giving the genealogical synopsis of the universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out of the energy of the Supreme Lord, and who is known as Hiranyagarbha. That is one other name of Brahmaji is Hiranyagarbha. And from Brahma, all the seven sages. So I mentioned these seven sages. Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulatsya, Pulaha, Kratu, and Vashishta. And the four Kumaras. And then before them, four other great sages named Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar. And the 14 Manus are manifested. All these 25 great sages are known as the patriarchs of the living entities all over the universe. So this is our uh, genealogy. These are our forefathers, great grand forefathers. Here, first here, what is the first Manu? Okay, I'll give you the name. I'll give you all the 14 names. Okay. You have memorized the seven names of the seven rishis? Very good. Marichi then. Okay. First and last. What about the middle five? Write it. You should bring a copy and a pen. Very good. Atri. No, no, not Ahankara. Okay. So better is when you go to these classes, do you go barehanded? In your school, you go barehanded? Or you carry a bag? Books and also some notebooks? Huh? So, so if you want to gain knowledge, if you keep a notebook, so you can, what you can do, you can store knowledge in that and you can retrieve. But if you depend on your memory, then you will be in trouble. Most of it will be lost, erased. Okay, so here. So there are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universes. See, how vast is this material creation? There are innumerable universes. So among one of the universe, we are there. And within the universe, there are many planets. And amongst the many planets, there are one planet which is called the earthly planets. And within the planet, there are so many continents. And in each continent, there are so many countries. And in each country, there are so many cities. And in each cities, there are so many residential colonies. And in so many residential colony, there is one residential colony or one colony of IARI. And in IARI, how many residents will be there? How many students will be there? Multiple, hundreds and thousands. We are one of them. And we think we are very significant. How insignificant we are. So all of them, okay, there are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe, and each planet is full of population of different variety. This is very important. See, please see what Krishna is revealing in Bhagavad Gita. In every planet, in every universe, there is living being. There is no part of the creation of the Supreme Lord where the living entities do not exist. Okay? Very clear. If you, like on the Earth planet, those living entities are there where the Earth component is more. If simple, if you see in the water there are living beings, they are called aquatics. What is the difference between us and the aquatics? Their proportion of water is more, so that they can be in water. If you see birds, their proportion of air is more, so that they can fly. Similarly, in fire also there are living entities. There is no part of the creation of the Supreme Lord where the living entities do not exist. Yes? How? There are. Have you not seen so many when there is big fire, there are some sparks which are flying around. Huh? If we go so close, we will be burned. But they are not burned. They are able to survive in the fire. The problem with us is we only accept what our mind and intelligence allows us to accept. And what is the capacity or limitation of our mind and intelligence? Minuscule. So here the Supreme Lord is revealing that in each and every planet is full of population of different varieties. So that is why we have 8,400,000 species. Human race will never be able to detect what 8,400,000, not even half, because they are not spread only on this planet. They are in the entire creation. All of them were born of these 25 patriarchs. Brahma underwent penance for 1,000 years of the demigods before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. So we are reading this section of Srimad Bhagavatam and how the creation began. So before Lord Brahma was empowered, Lord Krishna empowered Brahmaji. So Brahmaji performed lot of austerities. And when the Lord was very much satisfied with the austerity of Brahma, he empowered Brahma. That is how always the spiritual empowerment is. First, what we have to do, we have to first qualify. And what is the process of qualification? Purification. To the extent we get purified, to the extent we get qualified to receive the empowerment from the Supreme Lord. Before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. Then from Brahma came Sanak, Sananda, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar. Then Rudra, and then these seven sages. This is how the chronology is. And in this way, all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas were born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as the Pitamaha. Pitamaha means the great grandfather. He is the great grandfather of everyone, the grandfather. And Krishna is known as the Prapitamaha or the father of the grandfather. That is stated in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So that we will come in the 11th chapter. We will discuss that. So all this Krishna is revealing. So now he says, now he is summarizing to what he has spoken so far. Okay, 1 minute. What is this? What is the trouble?
That how were Brahmanas and Kshatriyas created? So how were the other Varnas created?
Very good. Very good question. They were also created from these 25 patriarchs only. See, Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are not by birth. Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are by their qualities. Who is the Brahmana? One who has Brahmanical qualities. What is the Brahmanical qualities? We will see in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is listing. Nothing is ambiguous. Nothing is there to speculate or to misinterpret. Anything and everything in this world, you ask any question from anywhere, it is specifically answered precisely in Bhagavad Gita. You don't have to go anywhere else. In the 18th chapter, Krishna is revealing. So those Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are said to be the leaders. So Krishna is talking about here the leaders. So who are the one through whom the entire population has been created? So that Krishna is giving the lineage. So then he says he's summarizing to what he has spoken in the first 6 words. Now in the 7th verse, Etan vibhuti yogam cha mam yo veti tatvata so vikalpe na yogena युज्यते नात्र संशय एतां विभूतिं योगं च माम यो वेति तत्वता स्वविकल्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशय. Recite, those who did not recite the first verse may recite the second verse. एतां विभूतिं योगं च मां यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः सोऽविकल्पेन योगेन एतां विभूतिं योगं च मां यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः सोऽविकल्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशय. So he says that etam vibhutim yogam cha. So Krishna has so far spoken about his vibhutis, his greatness, his opulence, his qualities. And Krishna says that mam yo veti tattvata, one who has understood Krishna's opulence, one who is convinced, one who has accepted Krishna as the source of all. What is the purpose of Krishna speaking? So that to convince us that he is the creator, he is the maintainer. He is the seed of all living entities, and he is the source of everything and everyone. So one who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind, then what such a person will do? How to know that the person is the knowledge of Krishna? So Krishna gives the effect. He gives the cause also. One who knows that Krishna is the cause of all. So vikalpena yogena. Ah. So it is avikalpena actually. Vikalp means, vikalp means many options. Hmm. Once I was meeting someone and he told me, Prabhuji, I have freedom. I said, how? He said, I have my options open. I can do what I like. I said, you are in great confusion. You are still to decide what to do. And life will pass by. And you will keep considering the option. You will not be able to exercise. So it is very fortunate that one has come to any conclusion. And to come to the right conclusion, uh, it has to be great mercy. So avikalpena. Avikalpena means that without deviation or without division. So what he does, yogena yujyate natra samshaya. He engages in pure bhakti, in pure service. Prabhupada says here, unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. This Krishna has already spoken. In the fourth chapter, Krishna has spoken this verse where he says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvata. Tattvata means in truth, in originality. So one who knows Krishna as the origin and he is the source of all, when he has understood Krishna's opulence, that Krishna is the source of everyone and everything, and he is also the source of one's own self, then one is convinced. And if he is convinced, the conviction is he is automatically in love with Krishna. The one who is in love with Krishna, he will automatically serve Krishna. Then he need not be told. If he is being told, or if he is being reminded, or if he is being pushed, that means he is still not convinced. He is still on the same platform that the person told me. I have my options open. Still, he is thinking that there might be someone else who could be the person who is even greater. So here Krishna is concluding that one who has understood this tattvata, veti means to know, one who is in knowledge of the truth of Krishna, that Krishna is the essence of everyone and everything. So avikalpena yogena. So he engages in undivided devotional service. So here it is said unalloyed. Alloy, Alloy means mixing more than one. So he will do bhakti also and he will do some other things also. So that is called alloy. Unalloyed means it is pure, it is unadulterated. There is no mixing. That means he will perform only pure devotional service, nothing else. Nothing. Other people, what will they? Okay, little for Krishna and majority for self. Hear attentively. But these are very, very, extraordinary children. They come with interest, they participate. Uh, it is commendable. In their age, we were where? We were nowhere to where they are. So we should encourage them, appreciate their inquisitiveness. I really regard both of you, but I will more appreciate if you don't create mischief. So Krishna is revealing here that one who has received this knowledge, one who is uh, having realization of this knowledge, then he will engage in devotional service, unalloyed devotional service. Yunjate na atra samshaya. Yunjate means the word comes from the root word yuj, and yuj means to connect. Then he will never be disconnected with me. How the connection is established? How the connection is established with Krishna? Through service. Very good. Through service. Like you have to speak to someone and you use a mobile. So what is required in the mobile? Network. If the network is not strong, then the call will drop. Right or wrong? Someone gave me a message. He said that if the words which are spoken are sweet and favorable, then the relationship will never be lost. Then the network of relationship will never be lost. Good thinking. So, but here what Krishna is saying, that one who has received this knowledge, one who has understood Krishna's opulence and Krishna's superiority, then he will be connected with Krishna. He will yogena yujyate. Yogena, here Prabhupada is saying in devotional service, and yujyate means he is always engaged. So how to know a person who is in knowledge? That a person who is Krishna conscious, he is engaged in devotional service. And how to know the person is not Krishna conscious? He will be doing some other things other than devotional service. So two things are very important. Always these two things will go continuously. To the extent we become Krishna conscious, automatically we will engage in devotional service. As we are lacking in devotional service, that means we are lacking in Krishna consciousness. Okay. One who is factually convinced of this opulence. What opulence? That Krishna is the source of everyone and everything, and mystic power of mind, engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. The highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge. It is not in ignorance. That is why we held so many classes. That is why there are so many books. Where we receive knowledge from? From where we are receiving knowledge? What is the source? From Krishna himself, from Bhagavad Gita. This is Vani of Krishna. So perfection in knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service clearly. Generally, people know that God is great, isn't it? Many times people say, Allahu Akbar. What does it mean? God is great. You go to America, what does the Constitution says? In God we trust. God is great. In God we trust. But where is the trust? Who is God? We ask them, who is God? You ask a Muslim person, who is God? And you say, Allahu Akbar. God is great. So who is God? What is their understanding or what is their reply? I told you once one of our spiritual teachers, he was traveling, he was going to one Gulf country. So he was in an airplane, and beside him there was a co-passenger who was a Muslim clergy, Maulvi. It was a long flight, so conversation started. So our Maharaj said that you all believe in prayers. So he said, yes, yes, very much. The Muslims, how many times they pray at least? 5 times. So that means when you pray, you believe that Allah hears. Otherwise, why will you pray? Yes or no? That is why they are praying. Na? They are praying 5 times. That means they believe that this Allah has ears and He hears. So he said, yes, Allah has ears and He hears. So well, if Allah has ears, He hears, then why cannot He speak? And if He can speak and if He can hear, then that means He has a form. How can a formless entity hear? Can a formless entity hear? So their knowledge is what? Incomplete. They have no clear conviction or conception of who is God. Even in Christianity, what do they say? Who is Jesus Christ? Son of God or messenger of God. Then who is God? Where is the clarity? Where is the conviction? Here Krishna is speaking. This is the only scripture in the world where Krishna is clearly declaring that Supreme Personality of Godhead is myself. That I am the one. See how clearly and how in detailed way he is explaining the entire progression. That how from him the entire creation is coming, how from him the entire human race is coming. Krishna is giving so much details. So he is saying that one who is convinced of this mystic power and opulence of mind, he will be engaged in devotional service. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great. Here is the detail how God is great, how Krishna is giving his vibhutis, his opulences. Here are the details. Prabhupada is saying, here are the details. If one knows factually how God is great, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. So this is the parameter. If you are eating rasgulla, it has to be sweet. Otherwise, it is not rasgulla.
प्रभु जी लेकिन जैसे हमारे हिंदू में भी तो ये है एक फॉर्मलेस में भी एक कुछ लोग हैं जो अद्वैत और द्वैत में करते हैं
हाँ
तो मतलब
ऐसा है, एजुकेशन बहुत से लोग लेते हैं ना, तो पहले प्राइमरी एजुकेशन है, फिर मिडिल एजुकेशन है, हाँ, फिर हाई स्कूल है, फिर ग्रेजुएशन है, फिर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन है, फिर पीएचडी है। तो पढ़ने वाले तो सभी है, लेकिन जिसने पीएचडी कर लिया उसको हाई स्कूल वाले के साथ तो कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते ना।
वो तो है।
ठीक है, तो भगवान का इम्पर्सनल फॉर्म भी है, अभी जब हम आगे आएंगे तो भगवान बताएंगे। लेकिन वो इम्पर्सनल फॉर्म किसके लिए है? जो स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस में बिगिनर्स हैं, जिनका परफेक्शन नहीं हुआ है। भगवान बताएंगे, ब्रह्मणो ही प्रतिष्ठा हम लिखा हुआ है 14वें अध्याय के 27वें श्लोक में, एंड आई एम द सोर्स ऑफ दैट impersonal Brahman. Like you see the sun. How many people say sun is light? Light is coming from the sun, but sun is not only light. That understanding is incomplete, partial. Heat is also coming from the sun, and the sun is itself the planet. In fact, it is called the master of all the planets. All the planets are rotating around the sun. The entire system is working because of the sun in the center. And that sun planet also has residents. As we just discussed, in every part of the creation of the Lord, there are living entities. So how much do we know about sun? Or how much do we have access about sun? Then what we do? We speculate. What we imagine. So that is why this clarity is given only through Bhagavad Gita. If you know this one scripture, if you understand what Krishna is revealing and speaking here, then there is no confusion. There is clarity. That is what Prabhupada is saying. When one factually knows the opulence of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to him. But that is only that. Krishna says, when one will be convinced, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate. And what is the conviction? Vasudevam Sarvamiti 719. We have covered it. 719. See? 7.19 Krishna has revealed. It is not easy. The problem with us is because our faith is very fragile. It is not based on Krishna's word. It is not based on Shastras. It is based on our mental understanding. Got it? 719. Read the translation. Someone read? Read. Very good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, yes. Let him try. Don't stop it. Okay. Iti. So Vasudevam Sarvamiti. He is the cause of everyone and everything. So such a person who has this conviction or who has this clarity, such a person is Mahatma, and such a Mahatma is very, very rare. Sudurlubha. And how one will come into this conviction? When one is in knowledge. Jnanvan mam prapadyate. Not in ignorance or not by sentiment. Sentiment, today one is in, tomorrow one is out. Okay. So this factual knowledge can be known from the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and similar literature. So we are receiving this knowledge that how Krishna is the source of everyone and everything. So what is the purpose of Krishna speaking? To awaken our devotion, to deepen our surrender. That is the purpose Krishna is speaking. In the administration of this universe, there are many demigods distributed throughout the planetary systems. And the chief of them are Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the 4 great Kumaras and other patriarchs. So another aspect is, as you were speaking, that many are practicing the impersonal form. Then there are many, many demigod worshippers. We discussed that in detail in the 9th chapter about the demigod worshippers. Also, we discussed in the 7th chapter. Krishna is speaking about it. But he says that those who are very much seeking after material profits or material gains, they will be more attracted towards the demigods. So, in this administration of the universal affairs, there are many, many appointed administrators. These are all called the demigods. And amongst all, the chief is Brahma and Shiva, the great 4 Kumaras and other patriarchs. There are many forefathers of the population of the universe, and all of them are born of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the original forefather of all forefathers. These are some of the opulences of the Supreme Lord. When one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt. So this is the purpose. That what we do, we invoke our faith in Krishna and we engage in his devotional service. All this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is. For by knowing the greatness of Krishna, one will be able to be fixed in sincere devotional service. When I was coming, my sight was attracted by seeing a defense person with a stain gun. So then I told my driver that there is some event here or some VIP is coming. Otherwise, why these people will be patrolling? Then my driver told me that the Prime Minister is coming here. Did he come today? Or maybe, He's here today. Then I saw the billboard that there are the meetings of the chief secretaries. So the Prime Minister is coming. So when the Prime Minister is coming, everyone, what they will do? They will give way for Prime Minister. Huh? Then he is the one who is prime, and everyone else is subordinate. We're convinced. Huh? Nobody will say, no, no, why he is coming here? Can anyone object? Huh? Can anyone oppose? No. Also, I was thinking why he is conducting all these meetings here. Huh? In IERI, he should have his own block, the secretariat block, for the secretaries to be there in the secretariat. But anyway, if he is choosing here, if he is coming here, then your infrastructure will always be well maintained. At least the government will spend money. So we are all convinced. Nobody is having any doubt. All the enemies, those who are our rivals, they have doubt that Modi is not in power, or they are trying to unsettle the power of our Prime Minister. But we are all convinced that he is the Prime Minister. He is the supreme authority in this country. There is no doubt. So what do we do? Whenever he gives any message or he gives some instruction, what do we do? We follow. We happily follow. We don't try to argue with him, or we don't try to oppose with him. So when this Prime Minister or President is there for few years, and he will change. But here the Supreme Lord is himself giving the knowledge to us and giving us what he desires from us, why he has created us. Then what is the difficulty in accepting and following? What is the difficulty? The only difficulty is that we are still not convinced. We are still thinking that he is not supreme, I am supreme. So I want my own ideas or my own conceptions to be over and above him. So to remove those misconceptions, Krishna is giving us Bhagavad Gita, so that we get the right spiritual conception and we become a devotee of Krishna. Okay, so now Krishna will reveal the entire Bhagavad Gita in 4 verses. Verse number 8, 9, 10 and 11. This is called the Chatushloki Gita. The 4 essential words. Krishna has great mystic opulence. When he was a young baby and he was playing with his friends, so one day his elder brother Balram, he went to Mother Yashoda and complained that today Krishna has eaten mud. And you know, child have a tendency, they eat mud. And when they eat mud, the mothers are worried because in the stomach what will come? Worms. So Mother Yashoda hastily approached Krishna and she rebuked Krishna and she said that open your mouth. And when Krishna opened the mouth, Mother Yashoda could see the entire creation. Yes, the entire creation. And in that creation, within the creation, she saw herself also and Krishna also. So when Krishna can, precisely show within his mouth the entire creation, so Krishna has given the entire essence of all scriptures in Bhagavad Gita. And also that essence of entire Bhagavad Gita, he has summarized in only 4 verses. So these are the very, very important verses, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. Let us begin. Okay, let us begin the first verse. So to what the opulences Krishna has so far spoken, he is giving the conclusion. Then he says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Recite those who have not recited so far. Give others also the chance. Both of you.
Prabhavo.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Matta sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Anirudh, recite.
सर्वस्य तो
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
अन्तः सर्वे प्रवर्तते
Matta sarvam pravartate.
तेमा
Iti matva bhajante mam.
वधु
Buddha bhava samanvita. Here, Buddha bhava sam. Here with attention. First here. When you know that you have to recite, then your attention will be more. It is an art to hear. And it may take lifetimes to perfect this art of hearing. Why? Because our mind is always distracting us. So one way to overcome the distraction of the mind is to write. When you are writing, then the mind cannot distract you. You cannot do two things while writing. Then you won't be able to write. That is very effective way of this is how you can build in focus in life. See, those who are spiritual seekers, how do they gain knowledge? All of us, we all gain knowledge through hearing. That is why in our society, we have the system of daily classes, both morning and evening. Because we tend to forget. We heard in the morning, for some time it will be retained in the consciousness. Then we are in so many activities, action, we forget. Then again in the evening. Morning, evening, morning, evening. So that our consciousness remains connected. So you have to be very attentive while hearing. When we will come to Srimad Bhagavatam, see Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving the principles. And Bhagavatam, there is the explanation of these principles with the characters. Those characters who have accepted and those who have depicted these principles in their dealings in their lives. So very important aspect is attention. Where our mind is, where our attention is. So we may be physically present, but mentally we are somewhere else. So we have to be attentive. So Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo. So Krishna has already approved that he is the source of everyone and everything. And matta sarvam pravartate. Matta is from me. Just here. Who is speaking? Please here. Here, I just said the importance of hearing. So I am the source of all spiritual and material world. That means the entire creation. Whether it is in the material realm or whether it is in the spiritual realm. Krishna is the source. Krishna is the seed. Krishna is the fountainhead. Matta sarvam pravartate. From him everything is flowing or emanating. Iti matva bhajante mam. So one who has understood this or one who has realized this. So what they do? Bhajante mam. Bhajan does not mean only, singing and, having the drum or kirtan. Bhajan means any activity which pleases the Supreme Lord is bhajan. Very simple. Bhajan, the purpose of bhajan is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna says, iti matva. Iti matva means one who knows Krishna in this way. Which way we should know Krishna? The way Krishna is revealing to us. Iti matva bhajante ma. And who are these people? Who are Buddha bhava. Buddha means who has knowledge. Buddhiman. Whose intelligence is sharp. We were discussing difference between knowledge and intelligence. So Krishna is saying one whose intelligence is highly developed. Buddha bhava samanvita. So I am the source of all spiritual and material world. See, we want to know who is God. Here he is revealing. He is speaking. He is giving the details. He's saying, I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. He is the source. He is the seed. He is the foundation of everyone and everything. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. That means what? They are in love with Krishna. Worship of Krishna means love of Krishna. Who can serve Krishna? One who has love for Krishna. So much emphasis is given on devotional service, but devotional service is based on knowledge, and knowledge will invoke upon a relationship with Krishna. Relationship means what? In this world also, we have material relationship, but what is the basis of relationship? Is exchange. If in relationship there is no exchange, is there any joy in that relationship? What do we relish in the relationship? What do you relish? It is the exchange. And if the exchange is loving and with feelings and with emotion, there is so much joy to be experienced. Don't you think so? Have you not experienced it? It is very difficult now. This material world, that joy is becoming very rare. In the relationship, rasa is not there and only it is now dry, sukha. All formal. There's no rasa. Why? Because the crux of the relationship is to serve. The basis of relationship is to perform selfless service. Why children are more close to mothers than fathers? Because mother serves them. Simple. Whoever does services, whom do you like the most? The one person who comes and serves you. And if we don't perform any service to the Supreme Lord, how can we become the beloved child of the Lord? So he says, Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Those who are wise and intelligent. They engage in devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Their heart is not divided anywhere else. Let us see the purport. A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who know how to apply these teachings can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual world. And because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in devotional service of the Supreme Lord. This is how to fix one's mind. In the 9th chapter, Krishna said that man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. So how one can happen? When one has come to this platform of understanding and knowledge. Not before that. He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by fools. This is very important. If a person is not convinced, so what he will do? Wherever he will go, you have seen, Aya Ram, Gaya Ram. Most of the people are in that category. When they are with impersonalists, they will feel that the Supreme is the impersonalist. When they will be with demigod worshippers, they will feel the demigods are supreme. So they have no clarity or conviction. So Prabhupada is speaking here that a person who is fixed in devotional service of the Supreme Lord, he can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries by all the fools. Why Prabhupada has to say so strongly? Because most of the people, they are not following what the Supreme Lord is giving us. They have their own interpretation. And what is the basis of their interpretation? Is their speculation or imagination. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva and all other demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Gopal Tapni Upanishad 1.24 it is said, Yo Brahman Vidadhati Purvam, Yo Vai Vedamscha Gapayati Sma Krishnaha. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge. This will come when we will see the Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavatam, this is the first verse, which says, Tena Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavayo Muhyanti Yat Suryaha. That this knowledge that Krishna is revealing here, he is not the first time giving this knowledge to Arjuna. He has already said that. Where did he said that? Where did he declare? You remember which chapter?
Third.
Not third.
Fourth.
Fourth. Fourth chapter. Which verse?
Because
Yes. First verse. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham abhyayam. Then how this knowledge was flowing down? Vivasvan manave praha. So first I gave this knowledge to the sun god, Vivasvan. And sun god gave it to his son, Ikshvaku and Manus. So it is flowing down. So in the beginning, when the first person was Brahma, he was the first created being. So Krishna imparted this knowledge in the heart of Brahma. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. Then again in the Narayan Upanishad says, Atha Purusho Havai Narayano Kamyata Praja Srijyati. Then the Supreme Person, Narayan, desired to create living entities. The Upanishad continues, Narayanat Brahma Jayate, Narayanat Prajapati Prajayate, Narayanat Indro Jayate, Narayanat Astu Vasavo Jayate, Narayanat Ekadasha Rudro Jayate, Narayanat Dvadasho Adityaha. From Narayan, Brahma is born, and from Narayan, the patriarchs are also born. This we have discussed. We just discussed in the 6th to 7th verse. From Narayan, Indra is born. From Narayan, the 8 Vasus are born. The 12 Adityas are born. This Narayan in Vedas, Brahmano Devaki Putra. The son of Devaki Krishna is the Supreme Personality. Narayan Upanishad. Then it is said, Eko va Narayana Asin na Brahmagni Samao Neme Dvay Aprithvi na Nakshatrani na Suryaha. In the beginning of the creation, there was only the Supreme Personality, Narayan. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no stars in the sky, no sun. So Prabhupada is quoting from so many references from so many scriptures to prove that how Krishna is the source of everyone and everything. If we say something, if we quote something, then it has to be supplemented by evidence. Like you see in the court, if the lawyer is having some arguments, then he cannot just argue or speak. So he has to have the backing of the constitutional understanding, that which section speaks about what rule and law. So similarly, Prabhupada is quoting from so many scriptures to give evidence. See, all the scriptures are given by whom? Huh? No, Vyasadeva. The Lord spoke, but the scripture has been given in the form of the writings in the form of Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva has given all the scriptures. And Vyasadeva himself is declaring in so many scriptures that who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then where is the difficulty? Where is the difficulty to accept? Prabhupada gives an example that when the mother says to the son that he is your father, then where is the difficulty? And if the son says, no, I don't accept what you say, then he is in trouble. Then he is in serious trouble. If he wants to take a DNA test of all the males to establish who is his father, he will never be able to do that. Will he be able to do that ever? Never. What possibility is there to accept the authority of the mother? So the scriptures are compared to mother, and the Supreme Lord Krishna is compared to father. Simple. So why the mother is there? To help us know who our father is. So Prabhupada is quoting very profusely from so many scriptures. The son of Devki, Krishna is the supreme personality, Narayan Upanishad. Then it is said, Eko va Narayana asi na. Okay, this I have done. That in the beginning of the creation, there was only supreme personality Narayan. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no stars in the sky, no sun. Maha Upanishad. In the Maha Upanishad, it is also said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Veda says that it is the Supreme Lord, the creator of Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. In the Moksha Dharma, Krishna also says, Prajapatim cha Rudram cha api aham eva srijami vai tau hi mam na vijanito mam maya vimohito. The patriarch Shiva and others are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my illusionary energy. In the Varha Puran, it is also said, Narayana paro devas tasma jatas chaturmukha tasma drudro bhavat deva sacha sarva gnatam gataha. Narayan is the supreme personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, and from whom Shiva was born. Lord Krishna is the source of all generations, and he is called the most efficient cause of everything, he says. Because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all. Everything is under me, and no one is above me. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna in such a way, from the bona fide spiritual master with the references from Vedic literatures, engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita. You see how clearly Prabhupada is establishing the authority and the supreme position of the Supreme Lord. But there are many, many more commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. But their understanding of Krishna is very, very ambiguous. They have no clarity. So Prabhupada is warning us that we should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations of Bhagavad Gita. What is the proof that all their commentaries are unauthorized? What is the proof? No, that is also scripture. See, if you see, all these Sanskrit verses are the same. In every Bhagavad Gita version, whoever may have written, whatever he has written, the 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita is verbatim the same. There is no difference. But before Srila Prabhupada gave Bhagavad Gita, how many Krishna Bhaktas were there all over the world? Is there any history? There's nothing. Before that, so many great stalwarts went. We talk so much about Swami Vivekananda. He also went to Chicago. But after he came back from Chicago, was any movement started in America? Or any part of the world? With so many other so great scholars going and speaking to other parts of the world, any following was there? Was any people convinced? And you see this Bhagavad Gita as it is has changed the life of millions, including the one who is speaking. How? Because it has the purity of Krishna. Anyone who gets this Bhagavad Gita, reads this Bhagavad Gita, in his heart, there is some invocation of liking for Krishna. Why? Because it is not misinterpreted. It is presented, what Prabhupada says, as it is. As it is means, as Krishna spoke and Arjuna accepted it. So all Prabhupada's purports, Prabhupada has not written himself. He never claimed that I am giving Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada used to give the purports in the midnight. When the entire world used to sleep, he never slept in his life. What a sacrifice. Can you think of such a sacrifice? Prabhupada used to take rest at around 10 and wake up by 12 in the night, 2 hours. And from 12 till almost 5 or 5:30 in the morning, when, when everyone was sleeping, Prabhupada used to give his purports. And if he would have written, he could not have written so many books. So what he used to do, he used to speak in a dictaphone. And next day he used to give his recordings to his disciples. And the disciples used to hear and type what Srila Prabhupada has spoken. And then they would give it to Prabhupada back to see whether it is properly typed or not. But when the volume became much more, then Prabhupada selected some of his disciples to do the editing. So entire life, Prabhupada started the movement in 1965. 1965, 14th August, he left India to go to America. And 14th November 1977, he left this planet and went back to the spiritual world. In just 12 years, he circumambulated the entire planet Earth 14 times. How much he has traveled. But wherever he went, he never stopped giving his purports. The schedule remained the same everywhere. He would sleep, take rest at 10 in the night and wake up at 12. An entire night he would give dictation on the dictaphone. And his dictations are presented as the books. So Prabhupada is saying that a Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. Why he is so heavy? Because none of these presenters, none of these writers, they have any understanding of Krishna. Who can know Krishna? Only to the extent one is engaging in devotional service and convincing Krishna. To the one Krishna is pleased with, Krishna will reveal what is Bhagavad Gita. Others cannot know Bhagavad Gita. This is a great mystery that Krishna has already said. In the 4th chapter, he has already said, Rahasyam etad uttamam. Bhakto si mein sakha cheti rahasyam etad uttamam. If one does not have any relationship with Krishna, Krishna is not obliged to give this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And here Krishna is saying, one who has knowledge, that means he is engaged in devotional service. And in devotional service, what is to be engaged? What is the understanding from this verse? What is to be engaged? You have all read. I am speaking for almost half an hour. What is the most important aspect of engagement in devotional service? Huh? Heart. Krishna is saying here heart. That he engages in devotional service with all his hearts. Heart. Mind is also where? Where the mind is? Mind is not in the head. Mind is in the heart. You see, the nucleus of our entire existence is our heart. Where is the soul? Heart. And the soul is covered, or the soul is trapped by our subtle body. And our subtle body consists of what? What is the subtle body? Which carries the soul from one life form to another life form. What is that subtle body? Subtle, gross means that we can see. What we can see? We can see the form. We can see the skin. We can see the, limbs. But can we see the mind? That is subtle. Can we see the intelligence? It is even more subtler. And there is also another element called false ego, which is even 10 times more subtle than the intelligence. So the living entity, the soul, is trapped in the subtle body. And the subtle body comprised of mind, intelligence, and ego. So where is the soul residing? Heart. So where is the subtle body residing? Heart. Simple. So intelligence is not in the head. It is wrong. Science will never be able to detect it. I'll give you one more evidence, which will completely nullify the claim of the scientist. Many times people go in coma. What does medical science say, coma? Brain dead. If the intelligence is in the brain, if the brain is dead, then the intelligence is also dead. Right? Yes or no? And people come out of the coma and they become normal. There are rare, but there are few. Many cases. That means the intelligence is not in the brain. The intelligence is there in the heart. Simple. So one must worship Krishna, one must engage in service of Krishna with all his heart. When the heart is there, then the mind cannot distract you. Isn't it? We always have a conflict between our heart and between our head or the mind. And normally what we end up doing? What our heart says. The mind distracts us, but that is the relationship. When the relationship is strong, then one will not do. The mind will always follow the heart. So Prabhupada is saying should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness. So this verse establishes our eternal relationship with Krishna. Our relationship with Krishna is eternal. Our bodies are temporary, but our relationship with Krishna is eternal. In this material world, our relationship is based on our bodies. Before the body took birth, were we having any relationship in this world? And as the body ceases to exist, all relationship will terminate. But here Krishna is revealing that relationship with him is eternal because the relationship is on the platform of soul. So this verse gives us the platform of our eternal relationship and how that eternal relationship can be revived, which has been lost. Relationship is eternal, so it cannot be lost. If it can be lost, then it is not eternal, isn't it? But it has been covered. An example is given, like you want to see yourself in the mirror. But if the mirror, there is a covering of dirt, then can you see yourself? No. If there is fire, you cannot experience the heat and light if there is a cover of smoke. So you have to remove it. So that next time we will discuss what Krishna says, that what is the process. The process is of performing devotional service. First thing is that we should be convinced what Krishna is speaking here. See, Krishna is giving us so much of assurance that we do not come from monkeys, like our so-called biological scientists say. They're not biological. What term should we use? Illogical. We are coming from the Supreme Lord Krishna. Darwin's may be coming from monkeys. His brains are coming from monkeys. He's jumping from one branch to another. But the good news is, the most formidable news is that we all belong to Krishna. And this relationship can never be terminated. So what is the purpose of life? Is to revive this relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is the purpose of human life. Okay? So I'll end up here. It is 10 minutes past 9. You should have questions. Actually, you should, if questions are there, that means the inquisitiveness is there. Okay. You are waiting for the question answer. Okay. Ask. 12 Adityas. Very good. Very good question. Who are the 12 Adityas? They are the sons of Aditi. There is a sage called Kashyap Muni, and Kashyap Muni has two wives. One is Aditi, and the sons of Aditi are all demigods, Devtas. And Kashyap Muni also has another wife, whose name is Diti. And the sons of Diti are Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu. Big, yeah, so they are Hiranyaksh and these are both not divine, they are demoniac. Okay? Hare Krishna. You should bring a notebook from next time and note it. Because next time when I will ask you the question, your memory will not support you. You should have a notebook and a pen or a pencil with you and note down whatever you are inspired with. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you all very much. But I don't see much scores of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Oh, you are there to grab. Smart kid. Yes, yes. Where is the devotional service part? Huh? Where is the service? How many books did you distribute? Nearly 7. You distributed 7. And you? Huh? So if it is finished, then you take more? No, mother is saying no. See, if you want to really become Krishna conscious, then we have to perform devotional service. To the extent we perform devotional service, we purify. To that extent, we can understand the supreme personality of Godhead. That how Krishna is the supreme person, how is the source and origin of all. Okay, it cannot be. This is not information download. It has to be realized in the heart, and it can only be realized when we follow the principles, when we apply the process. To the extent we apply, to the extent we realize. Thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita.